Today, we're going to step into the shadows and become chemical detectives.
You know, this is one of the oldest and, frankly, most chilling questions in forensics. Think about it. When the weapon leaves no bullet hole, no visible wound, when it just vanishes like a ghost, where do you even begin?
Well, here's the secret. Even the most sophisticated poisons, they aren't perfect ghosts. They always leave a trail, a kind of chemical fingerprint right inside the very person they were meant to silence. And that's where the real investigation kicks off.
All right, let's dive right into this with a case that, it really captured the world's attention. Our story starts high above Siberia.
So you can just see from this timeline how terrifyingly fast everything happened. We're on August 20th, 2020. Alexei Navalny gets on his flight. Just after takeoff, he gets violently, horribly ill. It's so bad they have to make an emergency landing, and by the time he's in a hospital in Omsk, he's already in a coma.
And there was zero confusion about what was happening, at least in the moment. Right from the get-go, the people on the plane with him said that Navalny himself knew this wasn't just some random illness. He was absolutely convinced he'd been poisoned and was about to die. Okay, and this is where the mystery really starts to deepen. The first diagnosis, from the doctors in Omsk, they're saying it's natural causes. But then, Navalny gets flown to Germany, and the doctors there, they find something completely different. They're talking about poisoning with an organophosphorus cholinesterase inhibitor, which is a fancy way of saying a substance designed to just shut down your nervous system. A military-grade nerve agent from the Novichok family. So you've got two totally opposite stories on the table. How in the world does science figure out what's real?
Well, to find that answer, you have to look past the symptoms and dive deep into the science, into toxicology. What we're really looking for is the poison's chemical fingerprint.
The key concept here is something called a metabolite. Now think of it like this. When a poison gets into your body, your system goes into overdrive, trying to break it down. And the chemical leftovers from that fight, those are the metabolites. And here's the really crucial part. Even after the original poison is long gone, these metabolites stick around. They're like the killer's fingerprints left all over the crime scene.
So yeah, these metabolites are the clues. It's basically the chemical version of finding a suspect's DNA. Once you identify these unique fingerprints, scientists can work backward and figure out the exact substance that was used. It's some serious detective work. And hey, this isn't just a theory. This is how it's done in the real world. Just look at this breakdown of the Osaka VX incident. Scientists took a victim's blood. But they weren't looking for the VX itself, no. They were looking for its specific metabolites. And, as you can see, they found them. Now, you don't have to be able to say ethyl-methylphosphonic acid to get what this means. It's the smoking gun. It's the absolute proof that VX was used.
And this exact kind of forensic work has been used to unmask a whole gallery of poisons, really, especially in these high-profile political attacks we've seen over the years.
And what this shows us is that the poison itself is only half the story. How it's delivered is absolutely critical. Take ricin, for instance. The data here it's just startling. If you swallow it, in all 11 cases they looked at, it wasn't lethal. But if it's injected, it was fatal in 5 out of 7 cases. That delivery method is literally the difference between life and death.
And the poisoner's arsenal is, wow, it's pretty varied. You've got Novichok, the stuff found in Navalny. There's VX, which was used to kill Kim Jong-nam right in the middle of a crowded airport. Dioxin, the one that so horrifically disfigured the Ukrainian politician Viktor Yushchenko. And of course, ricin, famous from that umbrella murder of Georgy Markov in London. Every single one is a silent weapon, and every single one has its own unique chemical signature.
Okay, so identifying the poison is one thing, but actually surviving an attack like this, that's a whole different story. It takes something, it's an almost superhuman response from the body.
Let's go back to Viktor Yushchenko's case for a second. The amount of dioxin they found in his system was it's unbelievable. Look at this number. Over 50,000 times the normal level in his blood. To this day, that's the second highest concentration ever recorded in a person. Medically, there's just no way he should have survived that.
So how did he survive? Well, his body basically waged an all-out war against the toxin. See, dioxin normally has what's called a half-life of about 5 to 10 years. That means it takes that long for your body to get rid of just half of it. But Yushchenko's body, it just went into overdrive. That massive dose kicked his detox enzymes into high gear, and he started clearing out the poison at a shocking rate. He knocked that half-life down to just 15.4 months. What a remarkable biological defense.
And all of this brings us to one last really crucial question. We live in an age of incredibly advanced chemical detection, right? So why on earth are these ancient weapons still part of the modern political playbook?
I mean, the science is crystal clear. You have major investigations, like this one from the Council of Europe on the Navalny case, that can pinpoint the exact chemical used. The best labs in the world can identify these poisons with almost perfect precision. And yet, the attacks just keep happening. Why is that?
Well, for the poisoner, the appeal is in the very nature of the weapon itself. Think about it. The ideal poison has no taste, no color, no smell. Its action is delayed, right? So there's this big gap between the crime and when you see the effects. It's hard to detect. But all of that serves one ultimate goal. It creates terror, it creates uncertainty, and it creates that political holy grail, plausible deniability.
And so, that leaves us with a final, kind of haunting thought. We have the science. We can unmask these invisible weapons. We can follow their chemical trails right back to the source. But the real challenge here, it's not just scientific, is it? It's about figuring out why. Why, even when the truth is right there in a single drop of blood, why the poisoner's gambit is still a tool of modern power. And that's a question that goes way beyond the lab.